we've all wondered when was it going to happen, but today's the day. Nico Hülkenberg finishes second at Silverstone. Nico Hülkenberg has an F1 podium. I won't lie, there were a few sore heads at the Banbury base of the Haas F1 team the morning after the British Grand Prix, because we did score a podium. Hülkenberg's first podium, and hopefully we've shaken off the cobwebs in time to give a good performance in Hungary. Hello folks, and welcome to episode 12 of Haas using F2 Champions, only where we're almost halfway through our first season in charge, and we are currently 5th in the Constructors' Championship, 30 points clear of Alpine, who can't seem to do anything right, even on a game, and we are hunting down Mercedes now. We took 10 points out of their advantage over us at Silverstone because, as I said in the intro, we finished on the flipping podium. Nico Hülkenberg finally got his first F1 podium. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. Yes, Alonso and Verstappen made mistakes, but we were there to pick up the pieces, and we have profited from it. Since the British Grand Prix, we've been quite busy. Lots of stuff has come in through the inbox. So we had some wind tunnel concerns. They did find some structural damage, and we had to spend 108 grand to fix that. We also had a sporting regulation vote, so we were voting to increase the gearbox, ERS and power unit elements. So there you can see them just behind my head. In fact, if I disappear for a minute, you can now see them properly. That has been voted for, so they will be increased next season. We also need to bang a couple of new bits on the cars, including a new chassis, which will go on Hülkenberg's car, and Drugovich will get the old spec. We're looking a bit scarce on actual spare parts, so at some point once the new factory is completed, how long is that? 8 days. Okay, so through the summer break, we are just going to go on a mad sort of factory development, manufacturing splurge, I think, just making sure we've got enough parts for the rest of the season, and then we'll just sort of maybe start focusing on 2024. Let's have a look at how the car shapes up on the car analysis for Hungary. Let's make sure we have the correct car. It's going to give us the best opportunity to score points. So low speed, important. We're 9th for that. Medium speed, we're 7th. We are the best with Hülkenberg for high speed, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to dive into practice, and I'll see you in qualifying for hopefully another shot at an unbelievable result. We are on the bubble in Q2. Hülkenberg, in fact, has just been bumped out of the top 10, and we are on a set of mediums because it's an ATA qualifying weekend and we're not improving on this run. Hülkenberg had a little bit of traffic on his first lap. Drugovich did a really good job and is currently P7. We are not improving though with the Brazilian. What about Hülkenberg? He's not going faster. This is not going very well at all. Here's Drugovich across the line, takes the checkered flag, doesn't improve his time. Hülkenberg, this would be something of a hangover if he doesn't make it through. He hasn't. He's missed out by about 0.02 of a second. Here we go then. Second and final lap in Q3. We are 2 seconds off of Sergio Perez's fastest time because we had traffic in the middle sector of our opening lap. Leclerc is 10th, 10 seconds off the pace because he made a mistake. He locked up at turn 1. Personal best first sector for Felipe Drugovich. Let's ride on board with the Brazilian for the second half of the lap. See how he's getting on. It's not been too often we've seen Drugovich in Q3. It's usually been Hülkenberg making the headlines, but today is a day for young Felipe to shine, although that's not a great middle sector, let's be honest. We do need something better. Is anyone else improving? Ocon's improving. Ocon moves up to 7th. Here we go then with Felipe Drugovich. Can we go higher? We cannot. He didn't even improve his lap time. What's that all about? He did a 16.3 on fresh tyres. Dude, he went slower on softs than he did on hards and mediums. Everybody else went faster. Make that make sense. Settled on a 2-stop strategy. I've been fiddling around with it and having a look at a potential 3-stop using 3 sets of softs with Hulkenberg and then a set of mediums, but going aggressive on them, it just wouldn't work. And I'm kind of thinking, because it's very hot in Budapest usually, hard tyres are going to be the ones to be on, especially earlier on when the car is heaviest. It tends to cool down as well later in the race, so being on the softs later on will be good for him. We're going to go soft, medium, hard with Drugovich, medium, hard, soft with Hulkenberg. So they're actually starting together on the grid. Hopefully we can grab some points from this race, but these strategies will probably diverge and probably come back together at some point. So let's see how it goes. Let's do a motor race. Green flag at the back, and we've got the lights coming on. Leclerc versus Perez on the front row. The lights are out, the race is on. Let's see how things are going with our two drivers. Hulkenberg actually getting the jump on his teammate. So I'm going to ask Drugovich. No, we won't do that because, yeah. We'll just let him fight, and actually we'll let Hulkenberg stay behind because we want Drugovich to make the progress on his soft tyres. That immediately I see is a Mercedes on hards. Wow. Everybody in front of Drugovich except Leclerc is on hard tyres. Track temperature 42.5 degrees. I think that's a good decision. We want to make some progress. Hulkenberg on his mediums will be looking to do the same. So let's crack on and make progress. Another mistake from Max Verstappen. He was in P7, but he's lost the rear of his Red Bull and spun off at turn 2 and tumbled all the way down to last position. Groans in the Red Bull garage, so we are now both cars in the points. Instant progress when DRS is activated. Ocon tries to defend like a lion, but Drugovich is having absolutely none of it. Squeezes the Frenchman to the apex. Second dose of DRS, and that's the position gained. Come on. We've got a virtual safety car. I'm not sure who or why. Oh, it's a McLaren. That is Oscar Piastri who has found the barrier. Let's see how he's managed it. Piastri's rating isn't very good on F1 Manager 23. He's... Oh, that's a big impact. Honestly, I'm surprised that's not a safety car. In real life, that would probably have damaged the barrier and we'd probably need a red flag. Alright, we're back to green and immediately Hulkenberg will be picking up DRS, I hope, off the back of Ocon. Have we got a chance to go past the Frenchman here? Not close enough into turn 1. We might be able to go for it into turn 2 perhaps. We know what Hulkenberg's like. He likes ascend, but not close enough here. Drugovich has actually got DRS off the back of Lewis Hamilton. He's having a wonderful little weekend right now. Yes, he's on soft tyres. Everyone else around him is on hards, but, you know, enjoy it. We've moved forward another place. This time, Hulkenberg did send it into turn 2, and he's got himself P9 from Esteban Ocon. So this is really good work from our boys. They're moving forward, and they're probably about where they should be. We aren't really quite as quick as the Mercs. Drugovich has dropped back now that we've stopped attacking on the tyres so much. But we are kind of where I'd expect us to be. 8th and 9th. Verstappen's in the mud. That's good news for us because it moves us up an extra position. We are losing a position here to Pierre Gasly. Drugovich has been under pressure from the Alpine for a few laps and he's held him at bay. But now his tyres have completely given up the ghost. We're at 28% left. We are bringing him in. We are bringing him in, if I can get my words out, this lap. But the pace of the softs has just evaporated so quickly. Hulkenberg maybe later on in the race can make something of it. That's Verstappen on his recovery journey at the moment. And we are into the box with Felipe. So we need a nice tidy stop here. Set of mediums going on. Hopefully this can resurrect our pace a little bit in this race. Oh, it's a slow stop. No. Why? Why? Oh, Felipe was having such a lovely time. And now with the tyres and the pit stop. it's just all kind of fallen apart, which is not good. We've got a big battle to score points today, and it is with Alpine. We're not really looking forwards at Mercedes or Aston Martin today. Verstappen coming through, just lunging into turn 1. Soft tyres. The strategies are in a completely different position for everybody right now. We started on obviously different tyres with both cars, and with neither car are we doing the same as the AI. So everything's in flux right now. It'll reconvene towards the end. Hülkenberg 3 seconds back off of Verstappen now. Mercedes seem to have got their act together today. We're not particularly strong. Our objective is just to make sure we finish ahead of Alpine, I suppose, then bag a couple of points and move on to Spa. We have lost a position to Ocon. He managed to get himself into DRS range, and now on a set of medium tyres he is going down the outside of Hülkenberg, and that's the position regained for the Frenchman, and we drop to P10. But we are bringing Drugovich. We've just brought him into the... He's had another pit stop issue. Boys and girls in the pit lane. What is going on? Why don't you want to give Felipe first class service today? I mean, I don't understand really what went wrong there. But anyway. So Drugovich not having the best of times in the pit lane. Nico Hülkenberg. He's just locked up into turn 1. From the highs of Silverstone, this has been a much more difficult race, and that kind of sums it all up, doesn't it? We don't lose too much time being off track, but it's far from useful. Now P11, out of the points with both cars, 11th and 12th. Gasly 7.5 seconds up the road. We need to try and catch him, but we also don't want to destroy the tyres. So it's going to be tricky. We're going to probably need to rely on the battery to give us pace. So I'm going to harvest the battery now, and then we'll deploy it once it's fully juiced up. Our aim today is to beat Pierre Gasly. We have caught Pierre Gasly on lap 59, and we have passed Pierre Gasly at the start of lap 60. Well, actually, no, it's lap 59 for us, isn't it? So, yeah, the leaders are the Ferraris, and they're just behind us. So we might actually get lapped on this in this race. So kind of sums up the performance drop that we've had. Also, the strategy maybe could have been better. Yeah, it shows that there's still lots of work to do. We're not a fully fledged front runner yet. We're very much a midfielder who, on a crazy day when we're having a good day, can snatch a podium, as we did in Silverstone. I think we're going to be bumped up a position here. Lance Stroll is in the pit lane. He's leaving the pit lane. Are we going to jump him? He had a bit of contact with George Russell, and annoyingly, so annoyingly, he's come out ahead of us. Ocon has gained from him. I'm sure Stroll would have put on a set of softs. He has. He's going to be mighty quick now. He's not going to catch Ocon at like 3 seconds in 2 laps, is he? Surely not. Yeah, we might lose a few more points to Alpine today, which is disappointing considering how well we've been going recently, but today hasn't been our day. We'll just take this little bit of an L, and then we'll move on from it. We're a lap down, so this is our last lap of the race. And I don't think Ocon is a lap down. In fact, he is, so it's just one more lap for him. And for Stroll, it's Carlos Sainz who's delivering a very smooth operation today, who's going to take the checkered flag. Drugovich has tried to catch Gasly and has almost done it. Sainz takes the win, and then Ocon, Stroll and Hülkenberg will secure a points-paying position. So Hülkenberg moves up 1 spot. Drugovich so nearly finishing ahead of an Alpine, but that mistake from Hülkenberg has cost us maybe P8. He's done so well for us this season.
Okay, that's the flag.
But I think that's one we'll look back on and go, yeah, that's a mistake that did cost us. We'll let it slide because he's been so fantastic for us. But yeah, maybe come the end of the season, if things don't quite work out for us, we may have to look back on that and go, that's a few points that got away. But, you know, we all have these tough days, and we'll just bounce back from it in Spa. So here's your top 10. You can't see Hülkenberg's name behind my head, but he is definitely there. Sainz with a lovely drive, up 2 places. He goes from 3rd to 1st, 26 points, fastest lap. Great job from him. Leclerc just had no answer. He had shot off at the start on soft tyres, and I think that's what was his undoing. Being on the softs in the middle of the race, for some reason, seemed to be the way to go. We lose a heap of points to Mercedes. Maybe we won't be catching the silver arrows this season. Alpine only gained 3 on us, which I suppose is fine. Ferrari now lead the Constructors' Championship. Wow! Those mistakes from Verstappen are really starting to cost them a lot of points. And Leclerc takes the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Wow! Where did Verstappen finish in the end? 5th. He spun off from P7, so he would surely have been on the podium without that. Wow, what a mistake from Verstappen. He's not getting away with it this year, is he? But Hülkenberg still 7th, still ahead of the Mercedes boys, even though he only scored 1 point to their 8 and 6. Drogovic still 12th. I think the drivers might need some cheering up after that, so make sure you hit the big thumbs up like button for them and subscribe as well to put a nice big smile on their face and my face. I will see you for the next round in Belgium. You're the best fans. Bye for now.